How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the 2020 presidential election, and more specifically, who has the best chance of winning and who has the least chance of winning. And let's just jump straight into it. Get to the elephant in the room. Put it out there on record. The white male on the Democrat side has next to zero chance of becoming president ever again, at least for the foreseeable future. And why, you ask? Well, the answer is pretty obvious to me. It's kind of weird how it's not being spoken about in the mainstream media or alternative media more than what it is, because you got guys like Michael Bloomberg who already come out and said their piece as to why this is so. The reason is because the white male has been so maligned over the past few years on the Democratic side of things. The white male patriarchy, white men are trash, white males commit genocide all over the world, white male this, white male that. I saw a study that said, or a study, I don't know if it was a study, but probably was an op-ed about how whites create most of the pollution on earth and blacks and Hispanics are the ones that suffer as a result. And I was like, that's crazy. Untrue, because most pollution happens in Asia, India, and China specifically, but that's a different story, and I digress. Not only was it not true globally, it was also something that just put the white male on top, because of course it ain't the white female, because she doesn't own industry, right? Everything is against the white male. White men are bad. White men are trash. You saw my man, who's that? Jordan Peele, the guy that directed the new movie called Us and also Get Out. He said he does not see himself casting a white male as a lead character in any of his movies. Imagine if a white male director came out and said that about black males. He's a Klansman. You need to string him up right now, put him in jail. That's hate speech, all this, that, and the third. But Jordan Peele says it, who, by the way, is mixed, black and white, and his wife is white. But again, I digress. When he says that, it's fine because he's black and he's not white. See, the white male can't really do too much. He has next to no leeway. What my man, the former mayor of New York, Bloomberg, said is correct. He does not want to run for president because he doesn't want to go on a white male apology tour. He didn't want to apologize for being over 50, white, and male. He wants to be himself. And everybody that is anybody should want to be themselves. I want to be myself, so why should he not be himself? You got guys like Robert Francis O'Rourke, a.k.a. Beto, who can't even go by their own name. Be proud to be Irish, sir. That's what you are. You're not Hispanic. You live in El Paso, and that's fine. But your name is not Beto. That's the nickname you gave yourself. Your name is Robert Francis. Why are you ashamed to be Irish? You want to kind of hide that from unsuspecting voters may think you're Hispanic and vote you in there because of that? I mean, come on. You can't even, you got to kind of like hide your identity. Joe Biden came out and said that this white man's culture got to change. Well, sir, do you realize that you're white? I mean, do you see yourself in the mirror every day? You're white. So if you say the white male culture must change, you have to understand what you're saying to people that are out there listening to you. When people hear that, they're going to say, oh, well, if the white male culture must change, then how about we don't put any more white males in power, including you, Joe Biden, who's trying to become the president? He's polling so high, and I don't understand why. Not only Joe Biden, but also people like Bernie Sanders. What's that guy's name? Buttigieg. I can't pronounce his last name. I don't care. It doesn't even really matter. He's going to lose anyway, so it don't matter. Jay Inslee, all these people have no chance. Let's forget the fact that Trump is so wildly popular on the right and in America in general. Even on the leftist hate stream media, they have made Donald Trump popular due to all the coverage, whether it be positive or negative. It doesn't matter. He's still the top topic that's being discussed, regardless of what he does. He's at the top of the coverage. So when people that don't know anything about politics at all, they go into the booth, they're probably going to vote for Trump because they know who he is. And they may kind of like lean right. And they may not like what they're hearing from the left. All this rhetoric about how bad the white man, the white woman, and anybody else that happens to be Christian or something like that is. They're coming out against ChickfilA, the left, talking about they stand for bigotry and hatefulness. Every time I go on ChickfilA, is always so nice. They say, hello, Mr. Logan, welcome. May God bless you. All that good stuff. I never hear anything negative. You go to McDonald's, they be like, go ahead, what's your order? But I'm kind of getting off track. My point is that the left is so radical, so anti-white, so anti-family, so anti-Christian that they're not going to be able to put the guy that represents all those negative things they're against in office. Now, I'm not saying he represents that, but they're saying he represents that because every time you see the white male being depicted in leftist talk and leftist rhetoric is always in a negative way. So how are you going to put him in the main seat to become the leader of the free world, the president of the USA? You're not going to be able to do it. So shout out to Mayor Bloomberg in New York, or the former Mayor Bloomberg. He hit it right on the head. He's like, why would I go on an apology tour? I want to be myself. I'm a white male and that should be okay. On the right, we don't have those kind of issues. We don't really care about your race, your identity, whatever you want to be. Can you do the job? On the left, their whole thing is based on identity. If you're not this particular gender conforming, non-conforming, your other kin, your twin gender, your whatever, if you're not one of those, then you have an automatic disadvantage. Okay, they got that guy Booty Gig in there. I think he's married and he's gay. So what? They don't care. White male still. Bernie Sanders, he's Jewish. So what? White male still. Beto O'Rourke, he got a Hispanic nickname. So what? Irish. White man still. Nobody really cares. So they're not going to be able to do that. And I've said it once. I'll say it twice. I'll say it 1 trillion times. The best way the Democrats can win in 2020 would be if they put Michelle Obama and Oprah Winfrey as a tag team. Michelle can be the president. Oprah can be the vice president, or vice versa. Probably the first one would be the most desirable, because if you did that, you have Barack Obama back in the White House as the first gentleman. I guess is what you would call it. So people that loved Obama and they want him back can have him back. He'd be right back in the White House. He'd probably be taking meetings and doing all kind of other underhanded stuff as the first gentleman. The first ever first gentleman. Okay. That'd be your best bet. You're trying to put Kamala Harris in there. Kamala Harris is polling pretty low, which is kind of surprising. But then again, it's not, because her race is kind of in question. Is she black? Is she white? Is she Indian? Is she Chinese? Who knows? But her husband is a white male. So that right there kind of goes against this whole white male hate campaign that's on the left. Okay. You can't say, well, we don't want a white male to be the president, but he can be the first gentleman. You see what I'm saying? So that's going to be a problem for them. Either way it goes, it doesn't really matter, because Trump's going to win. I'm thinking about a Democratic Party in the future. If you are a white male, you have no real place in a Democratic Party. It's all about the so-called minority. And really, it's a kind of way to get minorities, dependent upon the government, to become voters to keep Democrats in power. That's all it is. It's not about trying to help anybody. They're talking about health care, welfare benefits. All that is to try to keep you under their boot, to control you, not to give you freedom, which is what we offer over here on the right. So what do you think? Will there be another white male president on the Democratic side of things at any point in the near future? If you think so, please explain to me why. You already know my point of view. I doubt it. I mean, there's been so much anti-white male rhetoric. You got guys that are not running for president. Mayor Bloomberg, a liberal, who says, look, I don't want to go on an apology tour. I don't want to be Joe Biden out here talking about we got to change the white male culture. I don't want to be Robert O'Rourke, who can't even go by my own real name because I don't want people to know I'm Irish. You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to do that. I want to be me. And that should be the way it is. I mean, imagine me coming out here with a blonde wig on talking about my name is something else. No, my name is Anthony Logan. I'm a black male. Here's my ideas, and I run based on that. You can't really do that on the left, because you got to have specific identities. I could run as a black male on the left, but I couldn't be a black conservative or conservative leaning. I got to have every kind of far leftist talking point to get any kind of support. I got to be for post-birth abortion, which ain't nothing but infanticide. I got to be for LGBTQIA, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and no boundaries. I got to be for whatever kind of crazy thing they want to come out with. Okay. I can't just be myself and be a regular person. You can do that on the right. You can be a human being on the right. That's pretty much all I got to say. Whatever your comments are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.